Your decision was just. Imprisoning the Four Dwellers for centuries. I would never have expected such a thing from Ephraim the First. Nor from the Four Dwellers themselves. You should not a small...
You tread where others dare not. Speak, mortal. Why have you come to the dark beneath the world? Help? No, mortal. I do not help. I judge. I weigh the worth of those. If you wish my blessing, what am I? I am what lies beneath. The roots of the world, the keeper of secrets long buried. You Trigva. His corruption festers even here, staining the roots of the world. If you wish to destroy him, you must prove you understand the price of power. Show me you can take what the depths demand. Courage, wit, and sacrifice. The heart and the mind prove your courage and cunning. Only then will you. The beast lies slain, its heart and mind laid bare. You have proven. dares disturb the silence of the stone? Speak, small one, and tell me why you stand before the summoner. Honor, a rare gift from the living to the forgotten. But honor alone does not earn my blessing. Show me your strength, your will, and the bonds you have forged with others. Only then will I lend you the might of the summoner. Alive, dead, such words mean little to a being as old as I. My essence lingers, bound to the stone and the world it once shaped. Speak not of what I am, but of what you seek. Tryggve, the parasite clinging to the pillar. If you wish to rid the... Call forth your allies, mortal. Together you will... You have faced my summons and stood victorious. Few possess the strength to endure, and fewer still the bond. My power is not a gift. It is a burden. Wield it wisely, for it binds you to those you fight for. Go now. The giant strength is yours to wield, but their expectations are yours to bear. Do not fail.
Well met. By the stones, you've done it. The blessing of the giants. Do you have any idea what you've accomplished? Forging a weapon from them is the pinnacle of the Stone Warden's craft. It's a feat spoken of in tales but never achieved in living memory. You've brought us to the peak of what we can do. Ambitious. I respect that. You've earned this moment. A Stone Warden in all but name. Shaping the... Use it well.
Giants. Their blessings mean nothing. You think I am the lone pillar, Enough! You dare mock the name of Tryggva the Unbeaten? Then come, Walker in the Weirdness. Let us see if the Giant's blessings can save you from the wrath of the Lone Pillar. Bested me. The Lone Pillar has fallen. But you are no Dalrida. No outsider can carry the mantle of chieftain. The tribe needs one of its own. Speak, Conqueror. Who will take my place? Darvan. If he can bind the tribe together, bear the weight well. Lead them better than I did.
You fought bravely, and I have heard your will. But me, chieftain, I never sought such a thing. I've always been a...
You are a man of honor, strength, and skill. I trust you completely.
Well, if this is what the tribe needs, I'll bear the weight. The Ulfr deserves... Just don't expect me to... Out of the question.
But maybe
They'll...
You what? Enough there. Bested, but you are no doubt. Stroner always meddles. So be it. Lead well. Lead them better.
You fought bravely, and I have heard your will. Me, the new chieftain. I never sought this, but if that's what the tribe needs, then I'll do my best.
A fine choice, truly. You got the heart for this, and the tribe needs someone like you to lead. You fought for the Ulfar in ways few others have. And you've done well, choosing wisely when the tribe needed it most.
I'm humbled, really. I'll make sure our tribe is strong and united. Thank you for everything you did. We surely couldn't have. Now that you've spoken to the giants and put Thrygg, I hope the voices are silent. I couldn't have done this without you. You have... First, I need to get this Thrygvi nonsense. Ulfar might be stubborn, but we're not fooled. Before long, he'll be nothing more. After that, we honor what the Moot decides. If it means war, then we march. And there's nothing the Ulfar love more than battle. You have my thanks and my respect. It's been a long time since the Ulfar had a reason to stand tall. Thanks to you, we have a reason once more.
Well,
That is without a doubt the work of the throne he sat upon. It is carved into the lone pillar, a very powerful artifact, more powerful than I had ever imagined. The lone pillars have long emanated a powerful energy that we never fully understood. At first, we thought they worked like menhirs, but when they showed no such properties, we paid them little mind. And once I gifted those lands to the tribes, our access became limited. Still, I know the lone pillars once served the giants as a conduit for the Four Dwellers' will. When the time came for them to depart, the giants would approach a pillar and surrender their life force to it. They believed that by doing so, they would... And after what happened to Thrygva, I'm beginning to believe they might have been right.
Halt! No entry, outsider. And you've got the seal. Fine. Just try not to piss him or anyone off. The only...
You don't belong here. Mother speaks and I listen. She says you must be tested. You don't want to fight? Ha! Weakness has no place here.
Oh, Tiga. What have you... So brave. Oh! You startled me. Barging into a Dilrida woman's house without knocking. You're lucky to still be breathing. Wait. You're the one who gave him a good death, aren't you? I'm Helmi. Yes. Tiga was my husband. And I suppose I should thank you. I'm only sorry that Tiga is gone. You acted honorably, allowing him to challenge you. No one else was willing to do it. The Dilrida think fighting a madman is dishonorable, as if madness could be caught like a sickness. Madder help me, it's utter nonsense. My poor Tiga.
So you're the one who lit up the sad old pillar. You almost caused a stir among those sad lumps. Almost. So, I guess you're not exactly what they've been waiting for. That's a good question. The pillar reacted to me when I first arrived, although very faintly. And now it's reacting to you for some undeniably fascinating reasons I'd love to hear about. But here's the real puzzle. Why does the pillar respond to creatures touched by the weirdness? And what exactly are they waiting for if nothing is ever enough? I doubt even Angsvar could answer that, but you should ask him anyway. I'm quite curious to hear what he'll tell you. That's what they call their priestess. She disappeared long ago and never returned. The Volker claim she took Mater's favor with her, leaving them cursed. They act like a spoiled child whose mother suddenly got cross with them, and they can't understand what is happening. It should be amusing, but somehow it's not. Meet me later at the temple.
come closer, dearie. My, what a pretty lass you are. And all, you're not in trouble, are you, dearie? Not running? Well, that depends. I used to travel with merchant caravans as a mercenary, you see. Give a heavy-handed husband a taste, but then I know what the forest gets. Not personally. Not often, at least. I'd give those poor girls what they needed and say, if he does it again, you know what to do. I left it in their hands. And in their husbands, too. It was their own fault if they were too keen on curling. You must understand. They'd come to... I do some... Oh, but... Yes. Yes! Thank you, Miss. Here. So you've read the article. According to whose law? I've never been good with Camelosh. Dalrida law is simple. Maybe I do. This is one. I'll push. If we.
Greetings, stranger. I'm Engsvar, the chieftain of the Volkio tribe. What brings you here? Taig. Taig was a problem. The poor man had gone mad. He claimed to hear Mother's voice, that the goddess was commanding him to fight and die a noble death. Someone would have granted him that death long ago. It would have been kinder than his torment. But defeating a madman in combat brings no honor, so he suffered. And we suffered alongside him. Your act was an act of mercy. It's good that someone finally took it upon themselves to do it. We'll need to inform Helmi, Taig's widow. It's best if you handle it. Offer her your condolences. And don't worry, she'll understand that it had to be done. Really? Me? A representative of the madmen forsaken by Mother. Does he think I don't know we're the joke of the other tribes? What? Does he want them to laugh in my face instead of behind my back? That's what we are in the eyes of the other Dalrita. Sure, they respect our Berserker's fury, when it's not too frequent, and when it happens to serve their battles. But deep down, they see it as madness. They're afraid that in our rage, we might mistake them for the enemy. An agreement. For centuries, every tribe has only looked out for itself. A single conversation isn't going to change that. Besides, with the others there, we'll never be treated as equals. Unfortunately, I must refuse. There is one thing, but I'm not sure you can do much. Not far from the village, there's a hill that used to be the seat of our elders. I know. Yes, I don't know. Really? How? No, don't tell. Thank you for, and since, for the sake without, free, you're right. We give, but.
Well, now, he's, but
If it tastes bad, and I will know. Huh? Sour herring? And cheese? What's cheese? Never heard of that. Sounds like some bloody Camelot nonsense, but I'll give it a go, because, you know, I like sour things. And I like fish. Might be good. I'll try to cook it. If I ever get my hands on this, cheese, thank you, outside. If you're... We call it gribbalot here, because after eating it, folks tend to, you know, grib. A real delicacy. Oh, to grib means, grib. Fart, yeah? After grib a lot, huh? Aye, right. I made it. But what the hell did you give me, eh? I felt pure agony at first. Never eaten anything like it. It's damn good. Sour herring and cheese. Oh, that mate of yours has a sharp mind. What tribe is he from? I see. I respect that. I reckon I get along with him just fine, you know. He understands my taste buds. Speaks the same language that they do, you know? It's about the Volkers and their terrible taste. They're always whining about my food. How is it that we can bleed, tear ourselves apart, and that's all fine? But the moment they have to eat something unconventional, they act like a Camelot whore tossed into a vat of boiling water. Huh? They hate it. They gag every time they walk past. Bunch of fools. They'd rather eat raw deer guts than what I prepare. They don't care that my meal's more nourishing. And besides, I like it. Oh, believe me, outsider, I've tried. Every time it's ended up with me punching them for what they said about my dish. Or them punching me for making something so, fucking disgusting. Yeah. I can barely breathe through my broken nose. Aye, that's what I think too. Here, take it. Give it a try. And? Men? Well, what the hell are you on about? What do you mean? Master who? I don't care. Sophisticated your arse. I don't need that. Screw them, no. Well, yes. Okay. Blood. Misery. I should just kill myself. Yeah, that's an idea. Right. And? 3 pillars, you see. I think, I would say it would be... I'm not sure. Endless screams of agony. You're asking about ingredients, right? Well, I imagine there's definitely the brains of some beast in there, you know? Oh, and it would be great to add a strange toe. I haven't had one of those in ages. We'll need some fat, too. Can't get the creamy texture I'm thinking of without fat. And milk. That's it. What now? Did you see any cow? Well, are you... So... Yes? Really? Let me see. Milk, meat, fat. Aye, you've brought everything I asked for. Give me a little while. So here it is. What? First you questioned me about... I believed you. Why are you scheming out? You speak in strange ways out... After our first meeting, I had a dream. Suddenly, I heard a voice. Aki. That's when I realized you brought that dream. Endless screams of agony. That's a Volker thing. That's Volker served in a bowl or on a plate or eaten straight from the hot smoking cauldron. This is how we eat. This is us. If food were a language. I understand now. I have intent. Now other Volkers will like it as it's... Thank you, outsider. I'm calmer now. Maybe even happy. Nah, that's too much. Not happy. But definitely calmer. Now I know what to do. Here. Take it and... If you... Yeah.
Hello again, fellow outsider. Welcome to the heart of the Volker's desolation. Why, chasing mysteries, of course. You know what I find most fascinating about the Volker? Almost all of them carry the faint scent of the weirdness. The traces of it run through their veins, like tiny sparks lighting them from within. That caught my curiosity, so here I am, trying to satisfy it. There's no priestess, no goddess, and barely any believers. Hardly enough to call it a temple, is it? Faith breaks so easily. That's why we don't believe in locking it. I promised him I'd at least try to fix. So far, I've failed. Other than their famous battle rage being less about their goddess's wrath and more about the weirdness churning behind these doors, not much, sadly. The mysteries just keep piling up as they always do. Speaking of which, there's something I want to ask you. You're not one of my kin, yet you almost feel like one. It's a bit... I did say almost, didn't I? I may not know every Pict on Avalon, but I know my own when I see them. Matron Frigg. I doubt she'd have been pleased to see me here, in a place that belonged only to her and those who came before. The Volker say she cursed them and left, that Mater herself hid her tracks so she could never be found. They're wrong. At least about finding her. She may be gone, but her presence is everywhere. You just need to follow it. You've seen it by now. And everyone leaves their mark on it. Some faint, some strong, but someone like the Volker Matron, she'd leave a trail bright as a blaze. You just need to find it. When you find the totem, don't go running straight to Angsvar. Bring it here instead. If a new now that is exciting. But please, the honor should be yours. You're the one who put in all the hard work after all. It's always... Oh, you're back. I tried following you, but the door shut. Maybe I could go in now, but first I'd... A Fort Dweller? Ah, so it's just as I suspected. But why would a Fort Dweller be in what's supposed to be the Temple of Mater? Oh, I see now. According to the Volker legends, the first Berserkers were born on the battlefield during the war with the Fort Dwellers. Mater was supposed to lend them her anger and strength, but maybe the truth is far more visceral. Blood has power. The Druids always knew that. And the blood of a Fort Dweller must have been the purest weirdness, the purest intent. If you believed it could make you invincible. Well, I can't say for certain. Although personally, I don't believe she's truly on Avalon. As for the potion, that's why so many of the but that much weirdness all at... No wonder other tribes thought... Maybe, once. It could have been a captive, but there's no way it survived for 600 years, being bled. Oh, I think it's an apparition of the weirdness. Same with the blood. But... war is disgusting. Blood. You will do with this knowledge what you see fit. Angsvar and I, we've had our... Now, I promised you a reward. I'll give you something he refused, but it might be of some use to you. I've managed... It's not as potent, but now that I know what it is, it's far less damaging to the body. Don't mention it. It's been a... I think I'll stay here for a while and see how things unfold. Who knows? Maybe our paths will... In the meantime, try not to get into...
Blessings. Not Mather, as you've probably guessed. I'm frail. That's what they call me when they cast me out of my tribe. I took refuge here because I thought it best to hide in plain sight. Please, don't turn me in. I'll die out there in the wilderness. Nothing wrong, I swear. I take some offerings from the altar when no one's looking. But no much. Just enough so nobody notices. Sometimes people come seeking comfort, and some want to hear Mather's voice. I'm no Mather, but I can't turn a blind eye to a suffering soul. But you don't look like a Volker to me. I'm no wrong, am I? Perhaps you'll grant me the mercy I won't find among the tribes. I'm no harming anyone here. Tige. Such a poor, good boy. So misunderstood. He'd give his life for his wife. But I doubt she knows that because the poor lad can't get a word in edgeways. Oh, she's always complaining that she'd sacrifice herself to Mather for him. But between you and me, she was never fit to become a princess. Too eager and aggressive. And Tige, he's such an honest man, truly. He could have done better. What do you mean? Dead? What happened? Oh, I've been so worried about him. He's been gone for so long, but death. Oh, Tige. Oh, what a tragedy. It's all my fault. I should have stayed quiet. Oh, what have I done? I thought I was helping him. He would come to me, talk about his problems with Helmi. I helped him the best I could. I comforted him, like a good mother should. Mather is our mother. I just wanted to help her out. Give that nice boy some hope, in honor of my own children, who now gaze upon Mather's face.
So my Tige never lost his honor. Oh, if only I could get... Not like I have much of a choice, do I? Thank you.
With our luck, but the totem, was it with? Could it be that Mother is finally smite? But this is Elspeth, the girl chosen to be the next matron, took her own life today. Hard to say. It's been a dark time for all of us. Shame she chose such a dishonor. Certain, she was well liked. Nobody would have had anything to gain from her death. We need a matron, and if she won't name one, I'll have to do it myself. Maybe you should check Elspeth's hut.
You? What are you doing here? Haven't you done enough? You're the reason Elspeth is dead now. If you hadn't... You brought back the matron's totem. We hoped... No. Frigg had chosen Elspeth's mother. Everyone feared that even if the totem was found, we'd be left without a mate. She never wanted it. We thought the tribe would eventually move on, find... But then... You don't know? They didn't tell you? Being the matron is torment. It only ends in death. When a matron undergoes initiation, it's said she becomes a living vessel for Mather's wrath. It's like drinking that cursed potion. Your veins burn and your mind screams for blood. Our matrons spend their days isolated, barely. They rely on calming her. Elspeth wasn't like that. She wasn't meant to spend and bring down the wrath of the entire tribe on us both. After everything that's happened, they wouldn't care about our plans for the future. This... Yeah.
Dead by her own hand. How? The but find it. Yes. Who? Look. I know this tribe has seen better days. Then she should be killed. I don't know if you're... Being a matron, mother's love, and you're... If I must, I knew I can't, but I... Just surviving, mother's... Oh, damn you. If the moot calls for war, and we go as maybe we do need aid. Fine. I'll speak, and I remember my promise. But what will come of it? Still. Dead? How? The but find it. Yes. Becoming a matron, and I don't know if but mother. Oh, if maybe we fine, and that.
Yes? You have no idea how glad I am that the threat of Tryggve has passed, and that they've managed to appoint a new chief. The members of the Ulfred tribe are always the first to fight, without them. So, allow me to offer you a gift in thanks for aiding their tribe. A unique piece of our king's armor, forged by Ulfr himself, the very forefather they take their name from. Could it be that the Volker have uncovered the truth about Mother? Unbelievable. Of all the tribes, I take these pieces of the king, a gift in return for the help you gave him. How did you manage to convince the Twyde tribe? Hey, you've done the impossible. Here, a part to the king's armor.
It is you. Are you following me, human? Wherever I flee, you always end up showing up. Anyway, it doesn't matter. At last, the cold, right? No damn pecking and no damn yapping. I truly don't know how you managed to endure a lifetime surrounded by other humans. Spare me the courtesy. All right, fine. Don't look at me like that. Have it your way. Yes, great to see you too. What are you doing in a place like this, eh? Bah! Wrong answer. You're talking to a chicken in the middle of nowhere. You know, I'm not doing so great myself. Folks tend to think chickens don't have a shred of intelligence. But trust me, I've spent centuries among chickens. Every single day they tremble for their lives. When will they chop off our heads? When will they throw us into a soup? Or maybe this time, they'll roast us over a fire? Damned if you do and damned if you don't. Sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional. Well, it was supposed to be quick. A small reconnaissance mission, then back home, to Tuathan. But then everything went to shit. It wasn't easy, you know? I haven't seen another Four Dweller in over 600 years. I've even forgotten my own language. I had enough of spying on humans. The mission I was given makes no sense. What occupies you the most is who's screwing whom, how much gold someone has, and whatever nonsense the Red Priest spewed in his last sermon. For quack's sake, what's the point of it all? All of the pettiness makes me sick. A shitty life dressed in shitty feathers. And I say that as a chicken. I swear I've got no idea how you managed to win the war 6 centuries ago. You've lost your damn mind. Words of wisdom for you? Your heads are too thick for wise words to sink in. Well, fine, there's maybe one thing I can tell you. Make your choices with people in mind. Despite all the shite you create and leave behind, the best things you do happen when you simply act human towards each other. But when it comes to things you don't have answers for, well, that's when you start to lose your way. And in the end, everything goes to shit. Keep it simple, because you are simple. But long ago, giants lived here. I even knew a few. Whenever gambling or wagers were involved, they turned dumb as bricks, completely lost their minds. But they were proud folk. Even though we kept them under our heels, they couldn't be prouder than us, of course. And they should have stood by us, instead of siding with that damned Arthur. But that's all ancient. I'll just probably wait. Oh, brilliant idea. Maybe because I'm a chicken. Tiny, if I could fly away. What? Well, no. I'm a chicken, and chickens don't fly, so why bother? What? You just want me to flap me wings until I magically lift off and fly away? The cold must be getting to you, human. You should find a warm place. But, fine. If you're so eager to humiliate me, then go ahead. Watch. Ha! You were right! I'm flying!
You just encouraged a Four-Dweller spy to fly straight back to Tuathan after 600 years of gathering intelligence. I see nothing funny about that, and quite frankly, I'm appalled by your lack of judgment. No, how would I? The tribes were our allies, but they commanded their own forces. The truth is, that war made monsters out of us all. The Four-Dwellers weren't just any normal enemy. The way they looked, the way they wielded the weirdness. To many, they seemed almost godlike. I don't condone what the Volker did, but sadly,
Yes? This pleases me greatly. Their skills will be... Allow me, in return for your effort and intervention. Go now, my king, and reclaim your crown. All the tribes can do now.
Now you ask me, when it was your choices, you managed to unite all of the Dalrita. That is, Gerfana should be.
his burden, the man beneath the myth. I am the face that time forgot, the name that was never enough. He was the man beneath the crown. He was the voice that doubted, the heart that still beat beneath the weight of legend.
First, you used these people to win yourself a kingdom, and now you herded them here under threat of being stomped to death by giants if they leave or disobey. After all that they've gone through, all that they've done, all that they've suffered, this is how you intend to repay them.
No kingdom will stand with people like them within its borders. They would have to change their ways. The Del Rita are not ready for this. You know this.
You did worse than all of them combined, and you are the one responsible for all they've done so far. They fought for your name and under your banners. Does this mean you're not fit to be a king? Not ready to have a kingdom?
I left the heritage of Pendragon behind me. I severed the ties between myself and my tribe. I lost all that tied me to the past when I became king. I set a new path for myself. They are not ready to do that.
Bullshit! You forced them to go against their sacred traditions. You destroyed their identities. They betrayed their comrades because you ordered them to. They kidnapped the children of the giants because you told them to do it. Everything they did was so that you could win this war. And now what? You're going to punish them for being your best, fiercest soldiers, most loyal of your men?
This is not...
Oh, stop with your excuses already. You broke them, and now you're abandoning them to starve or freeze to death in these damned lands.
This kingdom needs to be built on peace, Caradoc. Letting them live among merchants, lords, and ladies in Camelot or Timberwall. How would that go?
Exactly as anyone would expect it to go.
So we would end up with a civil war. Right after we won the war that almost annihilated us all.
Oh, damn you. I've had enough. I stood by you through everything. Even what you did to me. To Seawall. I let it all slide. I told myself it was for something. For a noble cause. But this is where I draw the line. I renounce my oaths, and I'm walking away. Put a blade in my back if that helps you sleep. I don't care. Not anymore.
Now I remember it all. I left the best of my people here. I betrayed their loyalty. And for what? Everything is in ruin. Everything I struggled to build is corrupted. This land, it had a glorious past, but it has no future. There is no way to save it. And what if my decision cost them the ability to grow? What if instead of helping them become better, I forced them to stay set in their ways? I may have been right about the diagnosis, but now I see that I could have been wrong about the cure. The tribes helped us win the war. They were fearless and followed every order. They were the most loyal of all. But I left them broken. And after the war, their bloodlust was insatiable. I had to do something. This felt like the only choice. I come from the Pendragon bloodline, a heritage drenched in as much blood as that of the Del Rita. A heritage that pillaged and fought in the homelands for longer than anyone can remember, and unable to build anything that withstood the test of time. I decided to leave it behind me when we won the war against the Four-Dwellers, and built our kingdom on Avalon on stronger foundations. Now we've seen that my bloodline must have been cursed. The Giants sided with our enemy. We had to find a way to remove them from the equation. So, under cover of night, the tribes stole their children. I told the Giants their offspring were our hostages, and that we would slaughter them if they refused to bend the knee. One of the most humiliating moments of that whole war. Both for me, and for the Del Rita. Caradoc had the clearest eyes of any of us. He saw things for what they were. And I think I destroyed that. Destroyed him with all I did. I turned him into this. And now he's only a shadow of the man I once knew. He used to carry hope. Now all he carries is vengeance. There's nothing left. Nothing worth saving. Nothing worth rebuilding. I gave everything I had to this land. My blood, my soul, my name. And the land devoured it all. I betrayed the ones who believed in me. I cut down the men who fought for me. I turned away from my own blood to build something better. And all I built was another ruin. I thought I was forging a future. I was just extending the fall. Do what you want. There's nothing about this land that I recognize anymore. All I've ever done got turned into dust, corrupted against my intentions, destroyed. Why bother?
Once and future king, you return. Speak your will through the mortal you now inhabit. Is it time for us to awaken? We have waited for this moment for ages. We shall return to the home of our ancestors. We are grateful for this decision. Your will shall be done.
We are ready to begin the moot. We were only waiting for your return, once and future king. You were strong enough to walk the... and you conquered it. What is your will, my king? What decision have you made regarding the giants? I understand your decision, though I struggle to accept it. We had the chance to end the war once and for all, and instead we are left with a fragile peace. I only hope that the threat of the weirdness is real enough that Camelot will turn its strength toward protecting the people, and not, once again, to march on our lands. Thank you, my king, for your intervention. I, the voice of the Dalrida tribes, accept your decision with humility and gratitude.
the giants have... It is... a why and we.
We could have defeated
The king sent the power of the giants back to the afterlife. Well, if we do decide to go to war, we'll have to do it the old... Though I doubt our tribes will march on Camelot.
I know not everyone will be pleased about losing the giants, but I believe it was the best decision we could have made. The Dalriata spent too long cowering like children before their greatness, and I had grown weary. Now,
Yes?
After everything I did for you, you won't even let me rest in peace. I swore to protect him until the day I died. And I did. I don't feel obligated to serve him anymore. I earned my rest. It's not my fault the weirdness woke me. And I know exact the one who kept coming back.
Let me speak to him, young one. Galahad, my friend. We come to you in our hour of need.
It wasn't enough to tamper with immortality on your own. You had to drag us into it too. Do you know, it was only after I died that I understood what you'd done. Becoming a Four-Dweller, Arthur. Really?
I've always valued your counsel, Galahad. But we were losing the war, and you were no longer at my side. I had no choice but to try becoming as powerful as they were.
Nonsense. There's always a choice. And you have made the worst one. How could you fraternize with the enemy? Go against everything we fought for? You're right. I wasn't there. If I had been, I'd have beaten you to death with my bare fists before letting you follow the advice of that old charlatan.
It was my choice, not Merlin's.
Keep telling yourself that. I know the truth. I always knew the old man was a manipulator. And you had too much on your shoulders to see what he was really doing.
I respect your opinion, Galahad. I only regret that we meet under these circumstances.
As do I. So, what now? You're taking my remains for a little trip. And I'm supposed to serve you again? Not that you're giving me a choice. If you take me from this place, my essence will be bound to your will. I never really had a choice, did I? The war, the transformation. It would have happened with or without me.
Probably, yes. But now, at least we can see it through to the end.
Do what you want. Not like I have a choice. This will be the last time you hear me fully aware.
Then, is there anything you want to say to me, Galahad?
Just one thing. May the weirdness take you, traitor.
Such proud men, Galahads. I wonder what it is about that name that makes it heavier to bear than most. They're always more driven, but more volatile too. I've heard some things about Sir Galahad the Pure. Things I'd rather never hear again. You've met Sir Galahad the Pure? It fascinates me how he both is and isn't the ideal successor to the first Galahad. They share the same drive, the same sharp edge of cruelty, but for the first Galahad, that cruelty was a means to an end, not the end itself. Or so I've heard. On the contrary, everything is all... Though, maybe that's just me finally getting properly old. But you're right about one thing. Violence, and those who thrive on it, never seem to change. The worst kind of constant in a sea of chaos. Keep...
Galahad. I should have known he wouldn't be too happy about being brought back, but I hoped he'd died in peace, and would return in peace. I was wrong. He led a dangerous expedition, one of the most important of the Age of Conquest. Had it succeeded, the war might have ended much sooner, but it didn't. And so the fighting went on. After the war, I had his remains recovered and this tomb built. Over time, he came to be seen as a noble martyr. But who he really was, well, you've seen that for yourself. I regret the fate he met. Let's make sure his sacrifice wasn't in vain. War isn't a time when you can afford likes and dislikes. Galahad was a great warrior. He made decisions no other commander dared to. But would he have been a good leader in times of peace? I doubt it. That's why news of his death in battle came as a relief to me. Men like him, once they gain momentum, are nearly impossible to stop. In that regard, he and Galahad the Pure were quite alike.
is you. I wasn't expecting such a grandiose visit, my king, and I see that you were brought here by some lass. That's kind of you, stranger. But you'll have to pardon the mess. These halls ain't fit to welcome a king, nor the one who bears him within. This tomb opens only for two kinds of brave souls. Knights who were never granted a seat at the round table, and the king himself. I've been sitting here long enough to know what kind of knight visits the tomb. And your visit is unlike any other. This, kind lass, is the tomb of the knight who never came. There was once a grim legend that claimed this tomb was built out of fear. Fear of an ancient curse Morgana cast upon Arthur. She foretold that all the great knights who were denied the king's favor and honors would rise at the end of days as an army of the dead. They would march on Camelot, seize the capital, shatter the round table to dust, defile the royal relics, and from the ruins, forge a kingdom of their own. But those are just stories for... Ah, right. Sometimes I forget that not everything's as clear as it once was. But to the point. My name is Gavonin. I'm a craftsman. The pleasure is mine, kind lass. And your grace. Hope you find some...
You kept us waiting. Your tombs gathered quite a lot of best tidy up a little. Ah, of course. Of all the forgotten knights who never came, when you finally join us, you'll tell us what it was like to hear his voice. I won't deny my envy, but in death, you'll be our equal. I've met many who said the same, but their bones now line forgotten crypts, still clutching that same sooner or later. So yeah, no bold promises. I've been resting in a tomb for the past 3 seconds. Unless, of course, you're pointing out that I'm not. In which case, fair enough. I came to this tomb of my own. I knew our time was drawing to a close. I had a few words with Govanon and then headed to the crypt with my own graves. Fine, lad. If someone's to watch over my call, I imagine long ago he had more to do. Sometimes, when men want something badly enough, I killed 5 knights. Each one stood higher than me in the race for a seat. 4 I cut down. The last I drowned in a river. Quite the burden to repent. I see, but I propose something. If I lose with dignity, I am all. But if you, then you'll lie in the. Sir, split. Lost. Oh, how I. Here is my oath. Thank you.
welcome you. Ah, Sevast. Some knights wear death like a cloak. And as for the empty grave, every soul that walks this tomb finds their name carved somewhere. It doesn't mean the end is near. When the body finally rests in... You did? I was starting to fear that one day I'd have to descend to... I try not to go that deep. Thank you. It is a great... Here. Anyone who finds their way here usually comes seeking eternal rest. And rest like that calls for a proper gravestone. I carve each one with my own... They also bring battle-scarred equipment. My hammer mends what... And the dead? Someone to watch up. Very kind of you, lass. But no, you see, I once made a habit of carving gravestones in advance, so that any knight arriving here... Unfortunately, it slipped in... If you could... If we do the dead... No, I'm back, but it... Oh, no. Safe trap.
And so, it is done. Now... There is. But before I explain, understand this. I haven't lied to you. What we've done has helped. Those tormented souls and Avalon itself. But it's not the whole story. Arthur and his king still need to be released into the Wordness. I can make that happen. Not yet. But it's a choice you'll have to face when the time comes. Nothing. Avalon will go on, as it always has. But ask yourself, is that the right path? Should people live in fear of the Wordness, generation after generation? Should they carry on, haunted by an incomprehensible threat? Or should they be allowed to embrace it, to become part of it, without fear? Arthur and his knights are the pillars of humanity in Avalon, and His Majesty's soul is unique, part human, part Four-Dweller. It's the best combination we could hope for, if we want to survive here. Releasing their souls into the Wordness would leave a permanent mark of humanity on this land. The Wordness wouldn't see us as intruders anymore, but as part of itself. Arthur and his knights worked tirelessly to make Avalon ours. This is their chance to finish what they started. No, I want them to be more. My people may be close to the Wordness, but even we aren't immune to its more violent moods. What I want is for the people of Avalon to embrace the Wordness, and for it to embrace them in return. Thank you. That's all I ask. And before you go, there's one last thing I'd like to do. I hereby welcome you as a full member of the Royal Geographers. May you carry the legacy of Iryu the Farstrider and Eleanor Dunn. May your paths be clear, your burdens light, and may Avalon remember your name. Farewell, traveler. I hope our paths cross again.
Meeting him made me reflect on one thing. How many great knights were swallowed by their ambition to sit at the... I pity the lost knight. I'm glad this one will have a chance to fight at his king's side.
So, you finally made it. Took you long enough. I hope you're ready, because this is it. The beginning of the end. Philosophically, not you specifically, but someone like you. Literally, yes, and I was getting quite bored with the wait. This is the Charred Conclave, a graveyard for druids, burned alive as scapegoats for the Red Death. It's a reminder of what happens when people fear what they don't understand. To greet you, I was once where you are now, a knight with questions, searching for answers. That search led me to this place. And here I found my answers. Now it's your turn. Well, first, you're going to meet my former employer. We don't see eye to eye anymore, but we both realize that our collaboration yields results, as shown by you being here. He'll try to sugarcoat the hard truths I've been telling you from the beginning, spin them differently. Never mind. Why waste time here talking about it when you're just a step from the end? It's best if you just go forth and see for yourself. They spoke out. They should have stayed silent, kept to their herbs and potions, but they didn't. They believed their ancient knowledge, ugly and painful truths from times long past, could save Avalon from the plague. And maybe they were right. But people don't want the truth when it's covered in blood. Cruel rituals, sacrifices, hard choices in search of real results. They called it wisdom, knowledge gleaned from the weirdness itself. But to the people, everything they did was unnatural, costly, and frightening. The druids believed their results would justify the costs. They thought Avalon would see them as saviors. But the people didn't understand, and fear turned to fire. Well, death doesn't always mean an ending. It was a sacrifice so costly, so cruel, so pointless, that it tore a rift in the fabric of this world. An ultimate wound. And so you're the closest you'll ever come to seeing the true shape of this world. Well, the Red Church and their politicians made sure of that. The druids became a convenient enemy, a way to shift the blame and tighten their grip on power. It's always so simple, so banal, isn't it? Just remember, this is the point of no return. Once you've stepped through, there's no going back. But if you've come this far, I suppose you already knew that. Go on. He's waiting for you.
At last we meet. I've heard much about you. Your choices, your determination. Caradoc isn't easily impressed, but he was impressed with you. Few dare to seek the truths buried in Avalon's shadows. Fewer still make it this far.
I was the first. Caradoc followed when my brethren burned and the tear opened. And now, here you are, a truly rare and joyful occasion. Oh, forgive my lack of manners. I am Orin, the last apprentice of Merlin, and the last Archdruid of Avalon. I've carried the weight of this land's secrets longer than I care to admit. But names mean little. What matters is the task before us. What lingers here, it's older than Avalon. Older than anything we know. What you see is the beginning of weirdness itself. Its purest form, raw potential, unshaped by anything but its lack of boundaries and limits. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, precisely the opposite of what Caradoc wants. I want you to help me resurrect King Arthur. Properly this time. Ridiculous, I know. But yes, that's what it boils down to. At some point, we stopped seeing eye to eye and chose different paths. Ultimately, though, both our paths led to you. Yes, please let me explain. By the end of his life, Arthur became obsessed with his legacy. He left mementos, artifacts that embodied the virtues he wanted Avalon to preserve. Excalibur, a symbol of loyalty and sacrifice. The crown of Pendragon, a beacon of courage and resilience. The shield of Palamedes, wisdom and independence. But Merlin and the others didn't believe that would be enough. The memory of war and the fragility of peace was still too fresh. So they acted. When the king died, his soul wasn't allowed to move on. It was shattered, bound to those artifacts. A clever solution, but ultimately flawed. They feared losing what Arthur represented more than losing Arthur himself. They thought the king's essence would endure if bound to his relics. You can't pick and choose with a soul, but that's exactly what Merlin did. He focused on 3 parts of Arthur: his strength, wisdom, and courage. He left out 2 pieces. One, tainted by the Four Dwellers' magic, was deemed too dangerous. The other was his humanity, the most fragile part. Merlin thought compassion and doubt were weaknesses, unfit for a king. Without them, Arthur became hollow. A king with power, but no heart. That way, Avalon's greatest failure was born. I tried. And I found his humanity. It's here, bound, kept safe. But the Four Dwellers' aspects was left to drift, untethered between worlds. Finding it needed more than magic. It needed someone like you. The horrors you endured on that island gave you something no one else has. You can move through the weirdness, touch it, and return whole. That's why you found the king's soul, bound it to yourself, and came back. You flatter me. No, I couldn't have predicted all of that. I merely nudged the Red Church in the right direction and asked Caradoc to assist where I couldn't. I can see you're still doubting me. I want to bring back our king, whole and complete. I want him to lead again and safeguard Avalon's future. It won't. This time, Arthur will be whole. A king must be more than power. He must be human. That balance is what will save Avalon. Because I've seen what happens without him. Weirdness preys on the weak, and the people are too divided to stand against it alone. Arthur is their only hope. Ever they're left without him, without guidance, chaos takes hold. Division festers. You've seen it during your journeys. If things continue this way, Avalon will tear itself apart long before weirdness finishes the job. They will follow him. That's what people do. When weirdness comes to their doorstep, they'll beg for a savior. And Arthur will answer the call. Help me bring the king back, whole and complete. That's all I ask of you. Now you need to go further. I made my case. Please keep in mind what I told you. This is the only way for Avalon to survive.
I was there when it all began, when Arthur first set foot on Avalon. I was a knight in his army. We believed in him, in his dream, in his kingdom. And for a while, it was glorious. Every battle felt like a step closer to peace. Every sacrifice justified by the dream we shared. But then came the cost. The war crimes, the impossible decisions, the massacres, slaughters, and irrational cruelty. We turned from knights into butchers, all because his dream demanded it of us. At first I told myself it was necessary, that it was the price of building something great. But the longer it went on, the harder it was to believe. That's when I realized Arthur wasn't a god, a savior, or a king. He was just another man, no different from the rest of us. And no man should have the power to demand such sacrifices. But do you understand why I want it so much? I'd like to believe that after 600 years I've moved past pettiness. You need to understand that people thought, and still think, that he was more than human. But he wasn't. He made mistakes, just like any man. And the cost of those mistakes was always paid for by others. I've seen what happens when people cling to kings and myths. They wait, they follow. They waste their lives on promises that never meant anything. But that's not my problem. I'm not here to fix Avalon or to free anyone. What comes after doesn't matter. Let it all burn. Let it rot. Let it rebuild. I won't be here to see it. When he's gone, the rest will rot with him. A puppet king, another empty throne, none of it will last. Maybe they'll keep pretending for a while, maybe they won't. Call it chaos, call it freedom, I don't care. Let them rise, let them fall, let them tear each other apart. I just want to watch it all come down, to see the last lie collapse under its own weight. What comes after? That's for the ones still standing to figure out. Let them stand, let them fall. It's not my concern. If the weirdness takes them, so be it. At least it won't be another king's failure. Another lie propping up a dying world. It'll just be what it is. I've lived longer than any man should. Seen more than anyone should ever bear. And I've waited centuries for this moment, this chance, to end it all, to end him. Arthur isn't Avalon's hope. He's its curse. He's the chain that keeps it bound to the past, dragging it down no matter how far it tries to climb. We were fools to tamper with forces we didn't understand. Resurrecting Arthur, infusing him with powers of the weirdness. We didn't just bend the natural laws, we shattered them. Such violations of nature's order cannot go unanswered. The bill comes due, sooner or later. Always. This cannot be allowed to continue. Listen, it's taken longer than I ever imagined, but now, here we are. You've done what no one else could, what even I couldn't do. You've brought Arthur's soul back together, almost complete, but not quite. And because of you, I can finally finish what I started centuries ago. So, thank you for bringing us to this moment. You're close now. Just one more step. The last fragment of Arthur's soul is waiting for you. Complete what you came here for. And then, we'll meet again. As allies, or as enemies. That's up to you. Go. Find the last piece, and let's end this. Whatever comes next, I'll be ready. I hope you will be too.
You've come. The one who carries what's left of me. Please, don't come any closer. Don't force me to think about coming back again. Just let me finally die. Because I've had enough. Enough of being torn apart and stitched back together. Enough of being used, shaped, and forced to be something I'm not. Do you know what it is like to be a king of nothing? To see the people you swore to protect suffer because of your choices? Or worse, in your name. I've seen towns burnt to the ground, families destroyed, all because someone thought it would serve the greater good. And they called it loyalty. They called it justice. I've been dragged through every dream, every lie they've built around me. And I'm tired. Tired of the weight, of the expectations, of all of it. And most of all, I'm tired of failing. Orin wants a king, not me. He doesn't see the broken man behind the myth. He sees a symbol, a weapon to wield against the weirdness. But symbols aren't people. They're empty. And the more they're used, the more they hollow out the one who carries them. That's all I've ever been to Orin and the Druids. Do you know what it's like to be a weapon? To be forged, sharpened, and thrown at every problem? He thinks ending me will free Avalon. But what then? Without an idea, a light to guide them, they'll stumble, lose their way, and turn on each other. People always seek something to follow, something to believe in. Take that away, and they'll tear each other apart trying to find it. Or worse, build something even crueler in its place. I want release. I want to stop being a tool in their endless struggle. Kill me. Destroy the last piece of me and use the energy however you wish. Take it yourself and become the new king. Give it to someone else. I don't care. Just don't let me come back again. Let me die. Not as Arthur. Not as the king. Just as a simple, normal human being. Isn't that what you've been doing all along? Carrying what's left of him? You've already taken up the humanity I was meant to represent. Doesn't that prove Arthur doesn't need me anymore? Another way? There's always another way. Another cycle, another resurrection, another lie to keep the world spinning. But please, not for me. Not anymore. I've had enough. I don't want another chance. I want this to be over. I don't care. Do you know how freeing that is, to finally not care what happens next? Whether Orin gets his king or Caradoc gets his ruin? To not feel the burden of all my failures? To not see my memory tarnished, my plans, goals, and ambitions dragged through the mud? To not see the suffering my name causes? No more deaths in my shadow. No more kingdoms built on my bones. Do what you think is right. That's all I can tell you, because whatever you decide, it will finally be your choice, not mine, not theirs. And that's the only thing I've ever wanted. You hold the choice. I don't care who you side with, Orin, Caradoc, or no one at all. You have all of my soul. Use it. Take it for yourself, or give it to someone else. I don't even want to know. Do what you will with it. Just let me go. Let me finally rest. Let me die. Please.
Help me bring the king back. Now you need to go further. I made my case. This is the only...
Go on.
Nice to see you.
You carried a dying king across the bones of a dying world. Now you stand before what started it all. An idea. I require that one be made. You have brought all things to their conclusion. Now, decide what must remain. Choose, and let the shape of the world follow. He shall find his way home. The tear between the worlds shall close. You will vanish into the story you chose to restore. You will break the frame, and what follows will not remember you. You will be seen. You will be followed. You will be blamed. You will shape the world to become its witness. Then the idea shall be claimed, its shape worn, its burden made yours. But first, you have to bring silence to what refuses to be forgotten.
If this is what you want, then take it, my friend. But promise me you will learn from my mistakes.
No, I won't let this happen. Not again.